Hello, welcome back. In this video, we are going to look at this example exercise, and I want you to try to figure out how to solve this example, these questions. This is relating to budget. Come from question 23.15. That is about direct labor and factory overhead. Yeah, let me read the question first. Keaton Limited is in the process of preparing direct labor and factory overhead budget for the year ending 30th June 2020. Relevant data are set out below. So for next year, you're assuming this is next year, you are in year 2019. So next year you're going to produce 21,000, 41,000, 41,500 and 51,000 per quarter. So we have 4 quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. So this is the number of unit. Okay, this is the number of unit. So direct labor, your hourly rate is $18. You are paying your employee $18 per hour. In order to produce 1 unit, you have to spend, you need 2.5 hours of labor. Maybe one labor spend 2.5 hours, or maybe you have 5 labors work together at half an hour each. So the total based on hours is 2.5 hours of labor for every unit. So if you want to use 10, if you want to produce 10 unit, so 10 multiplied by 2.5 hours, 25 hours. How much you're going to pay them? 25 hours multiplied by $18. So you get the total labor hours. Okay. And then we have factory overhead. We did discuss this last week. Factory overhead does not change based on the number of production. It remains fixed. For example, the supervisor salary 71,500. The depreciation is 31,000. The rental is 60,000. This is fixed. It will not change even you produce more or you produce less quantity of output. I repeat again, what is fixed overhead? These are fixed expenses that will not change even if you increase or reduce your productions. It remain fixed. It remain unchanged. And then we have variable overhead. Variable mean this cost will change, will increase or decrease depend on the number of outputs. So indirect material, you need indirect material, small item there that costs you $3.5 per labor hour based on labor hour. Okay. Indirect labor, we have direct labor, we have additional indirect labor. There is $2.6 per direct labor hour, and other expenses is 30 cents per direct labor hour. So now the challenge is you're going to prepare a direct labor budget by quarter. So how many quarters you're going to prepare? 4 quarters. This is quarter 1, quarter 2. Quarter mean every 3 months, Quarter 3, quarter 4. Quarter 1 maybe from January to March. This one April to June, July to September, and October to December. Okay, so I want to know how much we're going to spend for direct labor, okay, for each quarter. This is the productions. This is direct labor hour rate. So I want to know how much you're going to spend for each quarter. Can you do that? Can you take a photo of this first? Maybe screenshot or take a photo of this, and I'm going to show you how you're going to solve these problems. Okay, let us go to the next one. I'm preparing you the format. So this is your direct labor budget. So you're going to prepare the budget for, oh, this is a different quarter because this is September, because in Australia, the first quarter is from July to September. Just ignore about September or December. Just put here Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Yeah. Can you do this? I want you to determine your production, how much you're going to produce, how many hours, labor hours you need for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Maybe the total you're going to add later on. And then from there, this is the number of hours. This is hours. This is hours, yeah? And then from there, I want to know how much money you need to pay your employees, your labor. Can you do this? Maybe take a piece of paper, write down this format, and then I'll show back. I'll go back to the previous slide and give you the details. Can you just take a piece of paper? Okay. Yeah. Take a piece of paper and try to copy this format first. Tell me when you are done, okay? First, determine the number. You need to know the number of output first. Your output, from your output, you determine your hours. From hours, you'll determine the money, the budget. Okay. Samir say 52,500 for Q1. Okay, let me just go and give you the details. I'll give you 5 minutes to complete this. 5 minutes to complete the section A. Section A. This is the production, 21,000 Q1. This is Q2, 41,000. Q3, 41,500. And Q4, 51,000. This is Q4. So the first question is about hours. And then the second one is about your labor budget in terms of dollar. If you want to produce 21,000 unit, question tell you that you need 2.5 hour of labor for each unit. So how many hours that you need? So you need to multiply by 2.5. You need to multiply by 2.5. So you can get a certain number. So this number will be your hours. Your hours. Yeah. Let me take my calculator. 21,000 multiplied by 2.5. So this give you need 52,500 hours. Okay. How much you need to pay? So every 1 hour you need to pay $18. So I'm going to multiply by $18. So in quarter one, I'm going to multiply by that by $18. So this will cost me 945,000. Very good. So I want you to do this for all 4 quarters. All 4 quarters. I'm showing you for the first one, but I want you to do in this format. In this format. In this format. So, and then please calculate the total as well. So you're preparing the budget. The budget. I'm the boss. I'm telling you, I want to produce this amount of outputs. So please advise me how much I'm going to pay for my employees, my labor. Okay. So I show the answer. Yes. Okay. The answer is for the first quarter, I'm going to spend, I need 945,000 for my labor. There's 21,000 multiplied by 2.5 hours per unit. So total number of hours needed is 52,500. The hourly rate is $18. So for the first quarter, my direct labor budget or expense will be 945,000. Whereas for the second quarter, you can see that the number of production almost double, yeah, 41,000. So the number of hours needed, direct labor hours also increase. I'm going to still multiply by 2.5. So I need 102,500 hours. So this is number in terms of hours. Then you multiply per hour, you're going to pay $18. So 102,500 multiplied by $18, that costs plus 1845. 1845. Yeah, because this is based on New Zealand, based on Australian example. Over there, we have a minimum hour rate for employees. Yeah, they are very strict on this. They have a minimum wage rule. I was a student there before. Yeah, I was working part time at the supermarket, at the grocery, at the supermarket, like Carrefour, something like that. They call it Pack and Save. Pack and Save. The name is Pack and Save. And then at that point of time, they paid around $14 per hour. $14 per hour. So it's very easy. Your work based on number of hours. So that's my experience. So in this example, so you need to calculate the number of hours needed and then multiply with the hourly rate. Okay, for third quarter, we're going to increase our production by another 500. So the total direct labor hour will also increase to 103,750. That is 41,500 multiplied by 2.5 hours per unit. So you need 103,750. And then our hourly rate is $18. So 103,750 multiplied by 18. This gives you 1.8 million. Yeah, 1,867,500. Yeah. So finally, for the last quarter, quarter four, 51,000 multiplied by 2.5 hours per unit. So you need 127,500 hours of labor, which costs you $2.295 million. So this is your total for fourth quarter. If you want to come up with the total, it's very easy. The total is the Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4. Yeah, total. So you're adding up this one, this four figure, and this gives you your total production unit as well as your total hours. Quarter one hours plus quarter two, quarter three, and this gives you your total. And at the end of the day, how much you're going to spend for labor for next year is 6.9525 million. So this is what we call as direct labor budget. If you in your midterm, I'll give you this kind of question. So you have to prepare this budget in this format. Yeah. So that is the first part. The second part is prepare the factory overhead budget. Now we're talking about the factory overhead budget by quarter for the year ended 30th June 2020. So we have this factory overhead, okay, and then we also have this variable cost. So we need to determine how much we're going to spend for our factory overhead as well as the variable cost. So how are we going to do that? I'm going to show you the format first. Okay, I want you to determine also, okay, what is our variable overhead. I did put here, this is your direct labor from the previous answer here, direct labor budget. Hours, sorry, this is the hours, Okay, okay. This is the hours in terms of hours. And then from these hours, I want you to determine what is your variable overhead and also fixed overhead. Fixed overhead is a fixed amount, yeah? Fixed overhead. And then calculate your total factory overhead for month of September, December, no, for quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. Can you do that for me? If you look at this question, if you read back these questions, this is your fixed overhead. It will not change. So this one is fixed. This cost is fixed. Okay. But your variable overhead here depend on your labor hour. The more labor hour, the higher your variable overhead. Can you just look at this? See how many you need, how much you need for every labor hours. Okay, for indirect material 350 per labor hour, for indirect labor 260, for others 30 cents. Let me just help you with this. So 350 per direct labor hour, 260, and then 30 cents. 30 cents, yeah. So 40, 640. It's going to be 640 per labor hour. Per labor hour. Okay. So your variable overhead here is $6.40 per labor hour. Per labor hour. Your fixed overhead is fixed there. Fixed. How much is going to be? 71,500 plus 31,000 and then plus 60,000. So this gives you 500, all right? 2, okay, 16, 162, 500. So this is fixed. It will not change. Every quarter, you're going to pay 162, 500. But your variable cost will change based on labor hours. Can you just take note on this information, and then we can go to the format. I want you to solve this format. So the variable cost per labor is per hour labor hours is 640. The total cost here is 162,500. 162,500. So I'm going to 162,500. Another one is 640. Okay. Please try to calculate your total factory overhead. Total factory overhead. Okay, I believe every one of you have tried to solve these questions. I'm going to share the answer. Okay. Okay. So the direct labor hour for quarter one total is 52,500, and our variable cost per direct labor hour is 640. So you need to multiply this. So you get 33600. So this will be your total variable overhead. Total variable overhead 336. Your fixed cost is 162,500. As I explained before, your fixed cost is fixed. It will not change. So your fixed cost for quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four will remain unchanged, will remain fixed, okay, even though your volume of production increases or decreases. Okay, this is for the first quarter. So your total factory overhead will be 498,500. This is for first quarter. For the second quarter, you're going to need 102,500 labor hours. So your variable cost will also increase. Why? Because the variable overhead per direct labor hour is 640. So I'm going to multiply 102,500 with 640. This gives you 656. And your total factory overhead will be 656,000 plus 162,500, which is fixed. So the total will be 818,500. When we repeat the same calculation for quarter 3 and quarter 4, for quarter 3, the total labor hour is 103,750 multiplied by variable overhead per direct labor is 640. This gives you 664, and your total factory overhead is 826,500. And finally, for last quarter, quarter 4, we're going to need 127,500 direct labor hours. So in terms of variable cost, you need to multiply variable overhead cost, you need to multiply by 640. This is variables. Variable mean when the number of hours increase, your variable overhead will also increase. So it's going to be 816,000, and the total overhead will be 978,500. Okay, and then you produce another column. You're going to add all the item here, your total direct labor hours, yeah, plus quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. This gives you the total, and then your variable overhead for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. This gives your total. This is your total variables, yeah, variables overhead, yeah, overhead. And then your fixed cost is remain unchanged, same amount there you can see. So this gives you total factory overhead 312,500. So this is about overhead. So in this example, we discussed two things. Number one is direct labor. Second one is factory overhead. There is another element, important element, that is direct material. We're going to do that later on. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.